Wait, no.
Oh, shoot.
Good morning. Welcome to the North Whatcom District 21 Board of Commissioners regular meeting for this September 18th, 2025. We're going to have a start time of 10:30. Let's start with pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
roll call.
John Crawford.
Craig Anthony.
Matt Rigberg by Zoom.
Kimberly McMurray and Commissioner Ansel is today. Any public comment? Oh, sorry.
Jason Vanderbeek. I'm Lilo.
Bruce makes this look so easy. Bear with me. Any public comment? Okay. So we'll open the volunteer pension board. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes of August 21st, 2025?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous? Anything else we need to talk about on that? So we will close the volunteer pension board meeting and open the regular Board of Commissioners meeting, which includes the approval of the consent agenda, meeting minutes, staff reports, financial report, voucher payroll, and benefits. So our total revenues for August were $986,713.93. Total expenditures for September were $948,389.57. Direct deposit payroll, $470,851.09. Payroll taxes voucher, $114,835.13. Benefits voucher was $279,563.04. And monthly expenditure voucher was $83,140.31. Did you want to talk about your chief's report?
The only update I have is that under the District 4 Northern Heights annexation, the City of Bellingham has a procedure where they can reverse any decision within one meeting of a vote. And so in late August, they denied the annexation of Northern Heights. Tuesday night, it was brought back to the floor and they undid their decision and placed it in a holding pattern. Waiting, what they said was pending a study that's about 24 months out. There is a similar annexation that actually affects both District 4 and District 21. It's called the Kelly Klein annexation. It's been sitting in that same status for about 10 years. So what we thought was done is not done, and that's the update. So I would also like to thank the battalion chiefs and staff for help with preparing yesterday's budget study session, getting from the BCs, getting the capital items, cost for capital items from staff, just all the prep work that went into that. It was a lot of talking, but there was hours of data work behind that, and that goes out to Jenny, Kelly, and Jessica. They really drove that. Obviously, Chief Malilla was a big part of that as well, but really, in addition to the regular duties, the office staff did a lot of heavy lifting in the past couple weeks to get us ready for that. So thank you to them.
on behalf of the board, thank you to all that were a part of putting all that together at Madar. Budget study meeting.
One question, Chief,
Yes, sir.
on the financials, on the revenue for the healthcare authority, it's almost $200,000 and we haven't received any yet.
Correct.
When does that normally come in?
It normally comes in the spring. Due to some reviews taking place in Washington DC, the payment of that nationwide has been slowed down. And we've been told we were expecting to get it this month. Now we're expecting to get it next month. Now we're just hoping to get it during this calendar year.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Second,
Moved and seconded. Any other questions, comments, discussion? Amy? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Commissioner reports. Do you have anything?
So I just got done talking to a school board member from Meridian School District. They do not plan on running any levies or bonds next year. So that was some good news. And like I mentioned to you, Kim and I are going to sit down with that school board member and go over what they did right, what they did wrong. He's going to provide us with some information of who we should be talking to get that yes vote in the Laurel area. I also have been working with Local 106. I don't want to speak out of turn here. Trying to bring back the pumpkin carving contest or decoration thing that we used to have in the past. I'm in the process of providing them with some pumpkins, and they're going to organize it. So we do have a date, but nothing in stone. Date and location is to be determined.
Thank you. Matt, do you have anything?
I don't have anything, Kimberly. I apologize. Thank you.
City of Blaine, at the city council meeting, lots of stuff going on in Blaine, none of it really related to us, so nothing to report there. Had an opportunity to go to the Semiahmoo SRA workshop Saturday or two ago. Learned from a resident who lives in the Boundary Ridge area, which is our insurance rating area 9, that they just completed their insurance for next year and their insurance had doubled. And she had checked around with her neighbors and came to find that on the other side of the stop sign up toward the golf course, that it's just, that's in an area number, it's a rating zone 5, that their insurance is just increased, you know, by the token 3 or 4% that we all see normally. So I expect as more folks renew their insurance in the 9 areas and the HOAs down there, that our opportunities to get stopped in the grocery store and ask about what the heck's going on probably is going to increase. Third thing, that I had an opportunity to listen to a presentation by the interim superintendent of schools for Blaine. Very impressed, gentlemen, very impressive. But he did mention in his talks that Blaine won't be going forward with any levy or bonds in the coming year. So it appears that the deck's kind of getting cleared for the folks in Fire District 21 to have a shot at making their decision on what service level they want to have in the district. That's it for me.
Thank you. And I was told the local did not have a report today. Okay. Fire Marshal Nielsen, did you?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. So we are going to go into an executive session. Let me read this out loud. RCW 42.30.1101D to review negotiations on the performance of publicly bid contracts when public knowledge regarding such consideration would be cause a likelihood of increased costs. So it'll last about 15 minutes. We'll reconvene at 11 o'clock. We'll need Chief Malillo and Chief Vanderveen and the Board of Commissioners. And Chief Ralston. We are back in regular session. The time is 11 a.m. and no action will be taken at this moment. Unfinished business. Chief, do you want to talk to us about the district boundaries and no man's land?
I would love to. Unfortunately, I've done no work on it in the past month due to operational demands and budget study stuff and negotiations. So I have nothing new to report. I'm sorry.
And Birch Bay Station 63.
Turn it over to Chief Ralston.
I think for Station 63, we do have in front of us the AI agreement, which also included an Exhibit A, which was the feasibility fee study for Station 63. So there's that contract's in place before you today. It has gone through legal review, and both Carletti and staff have agreed with the current terms that are in play, and that's what's on the docket for today. Just a quick update on that too is both 2D floor plans was there last month. They were doing the interior survey of the station. That work has been completed and those CAD files have been sent to Carletti. The exterior building survey was completed about a week or so ago. I haven't seen any of those drawings yet, but so all the survey work that was required or requested has also been done. And so I don't know if we've seen any invoices for any of that yet. I'm not aware if we have or not, but there was something, yeah, probably next month, probably beginning this month would my guess for those. So that's the status of Station 63.
What's the next deliverable?
I'm sorry, what?
What's the next deliverable? What happens next?
Okay. I believe internally within Carletti, it'll get assigned into their office. I believe I understand Tim Goodman would be the one that would be working on that. After today's approval, we'll probably have a schedule of timeline and events that I'll probably be able to have you from that point. But I understand that he doesn't want to let it sit real long. And I told him that. So that's just been verbal discussions, but we'll have more of a definitive, once the contract's signed, then we'll kind of.
Great, thank you.
So we do need a motion to authorize Chief Vanderveen to sign this contract.
So move.
Any discussion, further discussion about the contract before us? Commissioner Rickberg, any?
Nothing here.
Then we'll vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. So it's approved that Chief can sign this contract and get the wheels in motion. Do you want to discuss the next one, Resolution 2025-03?
Yes. So before you today is Resolution 2025-03. It's a resolution to update collection practices and procedures. This is a new resolution, a new thing that we will be doing, and what it is doing, it's enabling language to allow us to try to collect on the what's considered uncollectible or unrecoverable in BLS ambulance billing. So when a customer is transported BLS, their insurance company pays a portion, and if the customer has a portion that is in their insurance plan designed for them to pay the service provider, and they choose not to pay, this is us seeking collection for those funds. The customer will not be charged an additional fee for the collections that will come out of the recoverable amount of money. So the collection company gets paid based on what they collect. It's been through the attorney, and there's been back and forth between the attorney and the collection company. This is extremely similar to what Whatcom County Fire District 7 is doing, which is our neighbor to the south and a very called a close comparable of ours. It is considered in the collection industry, it's considered a soft collection. It's not, we're not putting liens against people's homes or anything like that. We are attempting to collect what they have agreed to pay their insurance company. It has all the legal exclusions for people that are enrolled in certain programs. We are not eligible to collect from them. And estimated revenue from this is about $75,000 a year. So it's revenue that we're leaving on the table and unfortunately desperately need. So.
So the full resolution was in our packet for our review. Can I have a motion? Thank you.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. The next thing on our agenda is resolution 2011-14. Did you want to talk about that, Commissioner Anthony, about response performance?
Well, let's look at the responses in last calendar year. The 98% of the staff work's done. My hope is that at the November meeting, we can have it in final forms for the commissioners to discuss and then figure out the best way. The chief can figure out the best way to be able to share that information on our website. And my understanding is the chief's gone next board meeting, is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Tony's too new to get hung with this one, so I look forward to coming back on November election, November meeting, and that we can dispense with this completely.
Got it.
There's just a ton of stuff going on right now for everybody, so it can wait till November.
Thank you.
Just so I'm clear on the work that needs to be done, we're looking at the response objectives in the NFPA versus our actuals year to date.
We're looking at the commission, the board adopted 80%, NFPA's 90. The states adopted 90, but both of them are very good at saying, yeah, but there's a rural component. So this district considered adopting the 90% standard. The chief at that time said, hey, we'll do 80. The board adopted it, and also that resolution included a requirement that annually the information be correlated and see how we're doing on that test. Now, we haven't done that, but the chief will also tell you we're the only district he can find that actually has that, adopted that provision. That information is important because as we go forward with consideration of a levy, I think it's that we need to be able to demonstrate that we're as efficient and effective as we can be with the money we get. So we've looked at the 2024 data, and I think simply put, while there's a tremendous amount of information there, in reality, it can be boiled down to a column that says response zone 63001 is urban, and 80% of the time you need to be there within 8 minutes or whatever the number is. Semiahmoo for the area that encompasses Semiahmoo and Birch Bay, I think falls in the suburban category, and I think that 80% of the time you're supposed to be there within 10 minutes. We just need to be able to tell the people in, I'm not an east side guy, Laurel. In the Laurel area, this is the standard, this is how well we're doing. So you can go, there's no reason to tell the people in Laurel, well, this is how often we get there in 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. And then I think 14, you're off the charts. So folks, when it comes time to talk about the levy, be able to measure our efficiency, they'll understand what the times are. And 98% of the battle has to do with station location. Station location and multiple calls. So I think that if there's 18 response zones, whatever the number is, this is your classification, the 80%. How often do we meet the 80% in that time? And folks will be able to see it. We have identified in this process, John's actually identified it, is the one of our response areas includes Simiamu, the resorts, and the village. Well, the village in Birch Bay probably someday should get adjusted into a different response zone because it's kind of on the boundary. So anyway, my takeaway is I look forward to a chart that says these are the zones and this is how well we're doing. And, you know, it's 18 numbers or something. And we do really good. We do really good against that standard in downtown Birch Bay and Blaine. In the rural parts of the county, we don't do as well. But if you choose to live in a rural area, you can't have a station within 1.5 miles of you. So that's kind of comes with the territory. Sorry to get wound up over this one. But that's it. So I look forward to seeing the numbers and getting this off our plates. And then we'll look at the numbers again at the end of 2025 and get that information out a lot quicker since we've gone through the drill now once. That was okay with you, Chief? That
Yes, sir.
November timeline?
Yep.
Thank you. The next item before us is the contract for work crew service. Do you want to talk more about that?
Yes, this is before you. This is kind of a last minute submission by me. Is a contract for between Fire District 21 and the Whatcom County Work Crew Services, which is colloquially known as the jail crew. These are inmates that have the ability to go out and do basically landscaping work. And this is a contract between us and the county for those services. This is similar to other public entities. This is actually the same contract that other public entities have. And the one I would draw your attention to is South Whatcom Fire Rescue or South Whatcom Fire. They have this same contract, and it allows for up to 40 hours a year of work done by the crew. The total cost, the total financial impact of the work crew is $1,700 annually. So that's the max cost we can spend on the work crew. That gets us 40 hours of work, which is at a greatly reduced price to what it would cost to hire a commercial landscaper. We've identified several projects, some heavy duty shrub removal and some big projects that they can do. As going through the contract, thank you, Commissioner Crawford, for pointing out we are responsible for dumping any refuse that they come up with. But even that cost is negligible compared to the cost of the hard work. So this has been gone through by an attorney on behalf of another fire district. I did not run this through Richard Davis. I didn't get it till late Tuesday night or late Tuesday evening. So but it's a boilerplate contract. So I would request that we approve this contract so we can get started on this. And this would be an annual renew that would come before you.
And they have all the equipment.
They have, there's a list in this contract of equipment that they have. They have all the safety equipment. And they have some of the heavier duty equipment. If we needed to rent something, you know, as long as they had a trained operator, the district could rent it and they could use it kind of thing. So I have, just the other day, I saw them headed back to, at the end of the day, and they had some medium-sized heavy equipment, on their trailer towing behind their rig. So they can do the kind of work that we need.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous? Thank you, Chief, for bringing that before us.
Thank you, Commissioner Crawford, for turning us on to it. It's a good idea.
Good thing to ride a motorcycle once in a while, right?
So we do not have any new business. We have some correspondence in our packet about the TIF and about the upcoming Commissioners Conference. Were you interested in attending that, or?
Not this year, no. Due to our financial situation, I don't believe I need to go.
Right now, I don't plan to attend. I'm struggling with other things.
Okay. I can follow up with Commissioner Ansel as well and see, Commissioner Redford, did you have interest in attending, or?
I won't be able to.
The agenda items for our next meeting will be, district boundaries, the no man's land again. Of course, Birch Bay Station 63, ongoing. And is there anything else?
Outside
Yes, sir.
chance that I'll have to zoom in on the next meeting. Sorry, Matt.
No, you're fine. Yesterday, Commissioner Anthony brought up the question about, managing the budget and overtime as something to be looked at in our efforts to figure out how to stop certain types of financial hemorrhaging that we're looking at over the next few years. I think that, well, my opinion is that it's time to start having that conversation sooner than later. Again, like I said yesterday, I would prefer to have the conversation now than when it's, when we're behind the curve. I'll put it before the board right now is whether or not we think that it's too soon to have the conversation. I do not, but I'll defer to the judgment of the majority of the board. I have concerns that unless we start getting ahead of certain things, we face some bigger challenges down the road. So I'll throw that out for discussion right now real quick to see if we should put that on for next month.
Matt, what I think about is a feeling for what the 63's going to impact us on the station, how bargaining ends up, how the budget looks for next year. So I'm with you 100%, except I think you may be a month or so early. I think we would benefit from a little more information. So I would think that would be a discussion for November or that time period, once we have a little more clarity on some of the issues. But what I took away from our discussion yesterday is we need to be proactive and not reactive. That once things go south, and
61. Response to Bravo outside fire at 4580 Shipyard Road. Cross streets are Lane Road and Shipyard Lane.
we're just all listening to see if it's our address coming over the radio. So we need to balance. We need to make sure we understand what we need to buy in equipment. We can't continue to defer the 8 cars and an engine. So my suggestion is we will wait till November to start that discussion. And plus, I won't be here in October. So can you wait 2 months on that, Matt?
But I can absolutely wait. That's why I'm putting it out to the board. You know, one of the things that stood out to me from yesterday was, I mean, I genuinely in my mind was thinking about the paint line of $100,000, which I get things need to be painted. Chief, you know my perspective on appearances and presenting to the public. I think it's very important that we maintain a polished professional image at all times, and certainly paint that's fading does not reflect that. However, we have so many different brands that are in the fire right now in terms of necessity that I do feel that the conversation needs to be had soon. I think that maybe people are, including internally, are not aware enough of the challenges that are on the foreseeable horizon. Waiting an extra month, that's not a problem, but it is a conversation that needs to be had. It's very real, and it's very important. So I'm okay with that. I would love to hear what the other commissioners think as well.
I'm on the same page with Craig, but it's gonna be more than a month. The chief needs to be included in that, and he's not gonna be here next month. So now we're in, what, December timeframe,
November.
November?
Yep.
So it'd have to be in November timeframe, because he's gonna be a big part of the conversation that you wanna have.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm fully on board with talking about that, Matt, but again, it's kind of a time thing. So,
Copy
and
that.
Jason, yeah, he needs to be a part of that. So November is fine with me.
I agree as well. We do need to have the conversation, but we do need to finish negotiations and get some more figures in place so we can actually have the solid information we need to make some of those decisions.
Thank you.
Commissioner Rigberg?
Yes.
One of the things, I know it sounds like we're kicking the can down the road, which we just had a 3-hour talk about yesterday. But one of the things we have done for 2025 is we've broken out the categories at which we're accruing overtime. And the closer we get to the end of the year, the better data we can give you for where exactly we're, instead of overtime just being this bucket, like you'll be able to see training overtime, operational overtime, what's holdover, what's, callback, emergency callbacks, all those things so that we can see where we're spending our overtime dollars. And in addition to that, Commissioner Anthony's been extremely helpful in bringing some different ways to look at overtime. I'll use the word consumption and how that relates to staffing and vacancies. And we are, I don't want to drop too many, I don't want to use the word optimism, but we are seeing a change in the rate of overtime consumption and how we're able to schedule people and with the correct number of vacancies. I wouldn't say limit, because when you talk about limiting overtime, that's when chiefs go crazy. But we are able to reduce the amount of overtime hours we worked based on the number of vacancies we have. So I know yesterday was a pretty dire talk about where we're at, but we are seeing pinpricks of light, but I will warn you, those pinpricks of light don't add up to enough. It's not going to save us. We're still on this track. We're still on this bad financial track. But I know overtime is a huge concern of anybody involved in the finances of this district. That is actually a bright spot of everything we're seeing. That's kind of the brightest spot. But we have some data now. We'll have more in November as we get closer to the end of the year. So just from the chief's perspective, just wanted you to know that.
No, I respect that. I hear you. From a leadership position in my last life, balancing overtime, restricting overtime, managing vacancies. I mean, that was a common occurrence and a very high level conversation regularly for many different years. So I know the challenges that the troops face. I know the challenge leadership faces in it. I've never been in the position, you know, from my prior life that we're in here where we're really looking down 2.5 years of some significant financial pain. So I just would like to make sure we as a board and leadership in general, along with the troops, understand the urgency with which this conversation needs to be had. I know it's not everything. It's not it's not a saving, you know, proposition to restrict overtime. It won't really change much, but it's a big part of a puzzle here in terms of how we're going to manage resources. So I'm good with November. I just would like to speak about it then in November, and obviously in October we'll have a reminder then and see if we can start getting some documents prepared for us to evaluate.
Yep.
Thank you. So our next
one more-
meeting, oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, one more question, quick question. Drayton Harbor on the far east side, there were road crews working out there. It looked like the road was settling possibly just like it did over by Shintaffer. Is that happening? Do we know? Is that going to impact fire services?
The primary response from that area is coming from Station 63. If I'm not aware, they don't have that road closed as far as I
It
know.
wasn't closed. They did some work on there and you can see on the side of it, it looks like it's buckling like the road over here did. They put cones out.
Okay. I don't have any new information about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm just concerned about fire trucks getting in here.
Yeah.
So our next meeting is October 16th. Are you available on that date, Commissioner Rickberg?
Yeah.
I'm available. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna be zooming in or.
I am
Sorry.
available. I'll be there.
Okay. I believe Commissioner Ansel will be back as well. Anything else?
Geez, when you run the meeting, we get done a half an hour early. Please come back.
So we'll have signing of documents and meeting adjourned 11:30.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.